So for the previous month or so, I've attempted to grow a theme page on Instagram completely from scratch. I decided to try this out because I know a lot of people in the space have got decent returns from this, but overall this is just a test to see if I can make an extra income source. If you've seen my channel before, you'd know that I've made a TikTok theme page, and I made a little bit of money doing that, but I thought I'd try go to Instagram to see if I can do a similar thing. Currently on my Instagram theme page, I'm sitting at just over 2,500 followers, and I've been running this page for about a month and a half or so, give or take that I do this in my spare time, and I do it fitting around where I work and everything else going on in my life. Where I'm heading with this page is that I'm currently doing the follow for follow method, and then I'll stop as soon as I get to 3,000 followers, because once you've hit a following of around 3,000 to 4,000 followers, majority of your posts do hit the explore page, give or take if they're actually half decent posts. But for the meantime, it's very hard to grow organically on Instagram, hence why I'm doing the follow for follow method to try and get my followers up. The aim of this whole account is really just to see if I can make an extra little bit of money on the side, whether it be for sponsorships, paying for shoutouts, or earning anything off my affiliate links. I'm not expecting to make this my full-time income, but it's something I just wanted to try out to see if I can make any money doing it. But anyway, as for the video today, I want to make a complete step-by-step tutorial on how I've made my Instagram account, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll know a bit more about growing a successful theme page on Instagram. So about a month and a half ago, I created an Instagram theme page linked to my TikTok account, and if you've watched me on this channel before, you'd know that I've had a series growing a TikTok theme page. Personally, I think that theme page has done pretty well considering I'd never grown one before and it was just the first time I was trying something out. But now I thought I'd try and grow an audience on Instagram to see if I could monetize that as well as. I have linked the new theme page to my TikTok account, and in reality about 99% of my followers on the Instagram theme page have come from me being active on that page. So despite the accounts being linked to one another, so far I've been able to grow a very small audience on my Instagram page from scratch. So currently on my page, I've got a total following of just over 2,500 followers, and as you can probably see, I'm doing the follow for follow method until the point where I reach 3,000 followers. Before we move on, I just want to say apologies for what I look like and the state of my trim. I have currently got COVID and I'm stuck indoors right now. But despite that, it is a blessing in disguise because it's actually given me some time to finally record some videos again. And I know I definitely have been very inactive recently on this account, but I can only thank you lot for the continued support on my videos. I think over the time where I haven't been posting, I've still been able to get around 1,000 followers per month, so yeah, I'm really appreciative of the continued support on the channel. Anyway, for this video, this is going to be a complete step-by-step tutorial on how I've made my Instagram theme page. Realistically, I'm not some genius that knows how to build loads of theme pages. It's just something that recently I've been quite passionate about, and it's also something that I've quite enjoyed doing. But I make these videos for any of you lot that want to build a page, just to show what I've learned so far, but it's all a learning curve for me as well, so hopefully I'll be able to learn something from you guys as well as. So if you do enjoy this video, I really appreciate it if you left the like button blue. It would really help me out a lot. Anyway, let's get into the video. So before we make any sort of page, we need to make sure you have two things downloaded. One is obviously the Instagram app, and two, the app that I use to edit all my posts on is Canva. First of all, before we even make an Instagram account, we're going to decide what niche we want to make our account in. And if you don't know what a niche is, it's basically a specific topic you want to base your account around. Also, whether that be photography or animals or finance, or it could be even more specific than that. So for example, instead of just animals, it could be just about cats or even a certain breed of cats. Now I will say one thing: when you're picking your niche, I would bear in mind that I would strongly advise you pick something that you're more passionate about and something that you actually enjoy. It's no good making a theme page about art when you don't really give a about art. Try and stick to something you're more passionate about, because you're more likely to upload more and you're probably going to be more knowledgeable on it, so you can make better content. And so for my case, I've gone ahead with the finance niche. One other thing to bear in mind for the niche, there's loads of information to find out on YouTube learning about the different types of niches you should do on Instagram, but some niches vary on how saturated they are and how well you're actually going to grow an account for it. Personally, I would stick away from doing a meme page just because there are so many of them out on Instagram right now, and to grow a following through meme pages might be a bit trickier than doing a theme page maybe about a car. Once you've done this, the next thing you want to go ahead and make is your logo and username. For both of these, I can't stress enough how simplistic they have to be, and that the overall aim here is to make them as eye-catching and bold as possible. Since I made my account, I've actually changed my logo. As you can see, I've gone for something less detailed and more simplistic, not only because it stood out better on my page, but also it was a lot easier to make it a watermark. The way I made it a watermark is through Affinity Photo on iPad, but if you don't have this, there's lots of free websites that you can use to make your background go transparent. As for our username, I've changed it since what I previously had on my TikTok page, where I've just added the extra letter on the end to make it all one word. If you can make your username all one word, then I would definitely do that. It's not the end of the world if you have one full stop or an underscore, but if you are able to get a full word username, I would definitely recommend it for multiple reasons. Some of them being, for example, it's just easy to search you up on Instagram, and also it looks so much better on your page. But most importantly with this, also you've got to pick a name that will correlate with your niche. So for mine, even though wealth-minded probably doesn't make any sort of sense, the fact that it's got the word wealth in it applies to the fact that it's probably going to be about some sort of business or finance page. And that obviously there are a lot of accounts on Instagram, so majority of the names are going to be taken up. So when picking a name, you're going to probably have to think outside the box. So once you've picked your niche, you've got a name and you've got a logo, next you're probably going to need a bio. Now your bio and also the name of your account, not your username. I've just narrowed that down to 3 simple words about what my page is going to be like. For example here, invest, business, motivation. I have also made my account a business account just so I can see the insights on all my posts, and I tried to make it somewhat related to what the page is about, so hence why I've got entrepreneur is the type of account. For your bio, you want to make something that's quite catchy and gives away what your page is about. So for mine, I've just put your daily dose of a wealthy mindset.
Are you serious?
I know it's cringy, but it gets the point across. Now once you've done all of that, you want to go ahead and make your story highlight icons. To make it clean and professional, again you want to make it along the theme of your page. So for example with mine, I've made it the same colour as what the colour I've used in my logo, and also I've made them all roughly the same size and using simple icons found on Canva. As you can see on mine, I've got one for my TikTok account, so if they want to go ahead and follow that. I've got growth. Not only is it a personal reference for me to show that the rate that I'm growing at, it's also for my followers to look back on to see how far I've grown on this account. I've got shout outs on there for other people that have shouted out this account. Quotes on here, just some of the reels that I've posted, and I like to have them on there. It's completely up to you what you choose to go on there. You can go the same route as me, but most commonly when I've looked at other pages, especially within my niche, the most popular ones really is the growth. This other page here has got their TikTok account. I've also got one for wallpapers they've done, as well as reposts. So for example, on this account, they've got people that have reposted their content. Now at this stage of creating your account, you should be completely ready to start making some content. I won't go into specific detail on how I've made my posts, but this is just some of the simple things that I do when I do make my posts on Canva. So as you can see here, these are all my previous designs. I've got all my previous logos here as well. So that's what my logo did used to look like, and this is what I've obviously upgraded to now. You can see these are all my icons for my story highlights. But for my page, I make 2 types of posts. One are these infographics that are just quite simple, eye-catching. They won't have actual images, they're just all cartoony sort of posts. I would say you can take inspiration off other accounts in your niche. So if you look for content maybe on the explore page that is done quite well, you can perhaps try and replicate it, not exactly, and I'm not saying to screenshot this either. You can if you want to, but in this case I don't. I make them all myself and then I just put my watermark in it. I think when I have my own watermark, it makes it look quite professional. Again, because if you compare to big accounts in your niche, this is exactly what they're doing. So in order to grow yourself, you're going to have to follow in their footsteps. I then also make these type of posts where, again, they're very simple. There's not that much detail to them. This time I'm using images. Most of the time I just download these on Google, whatever it might be. So for example, this post I was talking about Elon Musk recently selling some of his Tesla stock. I get a picture of Musk online. But as you see, which looks quite good, I've faded out the image. And there's an actual website that I use on Google which is free, and which is for some reason called tuxpi.com. Now on this website, all you simply do is just start, when you say start photo editing, you simply put in any image you want to fade out. So for example, put in this image of Warren Buffett, and then you can just simply add an effect, and the effects on there, you've got fade out. On the settings here on the left hand side, you can set how large you want the fade out to be of the image. I put it on black because my theme is a darker page. 100% size, fill that quite a lot, and then just simply press save and save it straight to your photos. That's just one way of getting this fade out effect. You can see why I say have your logo as transparent, because you can see I've added it as a watermark to all of these, and it just looks so much better when there's no background on it. And in terms of watermarks, the only watermarks I have on it is obviously my logo somewhere on the screen, even if it's so tiny, for example in this post. But I also have my name, the top left or right hand corner, just so it stands out, so if anyone does use my content, they know where it's come from. I would be more than happy enough to do a tutorial on how I make my posts, as well as my reels for the page, which I also repost on TikTok. So if you would be interested in that, just let me know down in the comments. What I will say about the posts though, is that the main priority is to make sure it fits your niche and your theme. And when I say this, I mean just keep it relatable, keep it within your niche, so don't just start posting random stuff, obviously. And when I say when it fits the theme, I mean use the same font, use the same colours. Don't make it all really random, because you want to make it look as if it matches. Again, just making the overall account look more professional. So when it comes to posting, the best way to post is just to post regularly. I wouldn't advise to spam post. You roughly want to post maybe at least 3 times a day. I'd say that's a good amount. What you don't want is to be posting lots on one day and then not posting for however many days. The aim of this is to be as consistent as possible. Even if you could post once a day, posting that once a day and putting that somewhere on your story just to show that you're active on your account, you're going to gain more followers that way as well. As that's another point with posting. Make sure you post at least once a day on your story. You want that nice Instagram ring around your logo just to show that you've been active in the past 24 hours. That way when a person comes to your account and they see that you've got the ring around there, they know that you've been active recently and they're more likely to follow you. But overall with posts, I sort of mix it up when I post the infographics and then the picture ones, and then every so often I'll then post a reel. The very last thing we need to consider is our captions and our hashtags. Again, these are 2 crucial things that can have a massive impact on your engagement rate. Again, I'm not an expert when it comes to this. From what I found, that asking questions on captions works really well. This increases engagement because when the people looking at this on their feed and they look at your post, when they see a question, they're more likely probably going to answer it than if you didn't have a question. What I'm trying to get is it's more likely to get people commenting on your posts, of which is increasing your engagement. I'd also put some commands in there like follow, and then I'll put my name. That way when people are looking at my caption, they instantly see my account name, so it's a very easy way for them to follow me. And when it comes to hashtags, I use a variety and I sort of mix it up by each post. The main thing obviously is keeping it within your niche, but you can do some research into what hashtags work quite well. Just mix it up. Just have a go at putting some hashtags on one post and other hashtags on other posts. The thing with this is that I wouldn't use too many hashtags. I don't know really what the perfect number is, but I probably wouldn't put more than 10. But like I say, just have a go, play around with what hashtags you use and how many. Commonly though, a way that I found really good hashtags is by looking at the hashtags that larger creators use, or by looking on the explore page, looking at what they use, because inevitably the goal here is to get your posts on the explore page. I understand when you've got a smaller following that they're very less likely to get on the explore page, and that's why at this stage it is crucial just to gain your following, to get that following to 3,000 and above. But before that, you can still try and make posts, because some of the time they will get on the explore page, and I've noticed that more with reels. But of course, let me know if you guys know anything different about how your posts are getting on the explore page. Well anyway, overall with this account, I'm still trying to grow my following to 3k and above, so I can be consistently hitting that explore page. But for the meantime, I am doing the follow for follow method, which is just a method where you follow other pages within your niche and hoping they will follow you back. The way that I do this is that I look at the people that have recently liked their posts and I just follow the majority of them. As a guideline, I follow roughly about 50 people a day, and in return sometimes I get between 50 and 100 followers in a day. Going forward with this account, obviously I'm not an expert at growing theme pages. This is just an experiment and it's something that I'm trying out to see if I can actually be successful with it. And by being successful, I mean being able to obtain some sort of income through it. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have had any success growing theme pages. Anyway guys, I hope you managed to get something out of this video. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you lot in the next one. In a bit.